Good evening, Free Enterprise fans and Raiders from Free Enterprise 2. And welcome to this Red Moon Waning match between Nightdew and mikemike34. I am Dave, and joining me in the booth tonight is our restreamer Daphis, our tracker Chuck Ultra, and my co-commentator Sheep Launcher. How you doing, Sheep Launcher?
Great, Dave. This is going to be a really exciting match, not least because Mike has decided to go with a Homestar Runner naming theme. How much fun for this fourth round Red Moon Waning bracket. Should be a really fun one between Mike and Nightdew tonight.
I'm glad you picked up mine. I was blanking on this.
Oh, this is entirely in my wheelhouse. And just like this seed appears to be in Edge's wheelhouse, we start with an Edge. And remember, on Red Moon, Edge starts with 2 short swords. So we're going vroom vroom right away.
More importantly, because this is Red Moon, he starts with that black belt, the headband or bandana, I forget which one. So a bunch of extra strength to go with those weapons.
Yeah, both runners have had nice runs in the waning part of the bracket. Mike's only loss in this tournament has been to Possum Orpheus. Ever heard of them? Has defeated Scratch Dragon and Zilch to get here. Nightdew has defeated Bad Karma and Judge Joe to get here. The winner of this one faces Dekar Smash in the 5th round of the waning bracket. So a lot on the line here. It's a best of 1 tonight. Winner stays in the tournament and goes to face Dekar Smash. Loser goes home.
Alright, so we're going to see our runners pulling out all the stops here. Might see some cheeky plays tonight. I'm hoping for maybe a cheeky early package, Twin Harp.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to see who is willing to take more risks and whether those risks are going to pay off. Both runners very talented, have a lot of faith in their skill, so you're not going to see anything out of left field, but there are some calculated risks. Like you said, the package is a long check, but it's something that you can be reasonably sure your opponent won't do, and if it hits with a required boss, you're in hog heaven.
Yes, and if it hits, if it hits afterwards, you can. Speaking of hogs, you can talk to the pig afterwards.
Yeah, contented, sleepy oinking noises. What do you think of this boss lineup, real quick before we get going? Only one required sparkle. That's a wyvern.
Well, on Red Moon, we reserve only the nastiest bosses here. So we pretty much always have Gauntlet and Golbez, and then we have orbs, which are rude in a lot of spots.
Especially on Red Moon.
Yes, without the back row glitch, the orbs can be rude. Rubicon at a high magic spot, those counters are nasty.
Yeah, not a lot of fun. And of course, Antlion is always threatening in its natural habitat on the moon. Our runners are underway, and we are glad to have you with us here on Free Enterprise. Edge and Rosa get a pass from the Octomam, so that will certainly come in handy. Really affects your routing. But Edge and Rosa, you find any kind of decent bow, they could take care of the overworld on their own.
Edge can solo a lot of things here already. Having a white mage for support just makes it that a little bit easier. And let's see what both our runners do with this starting power.
And both are going to head to the Mist Cave, a popular early check on Red Moon when you have a character who can solo this Mist Cave spot. It's the Maga Sisters, they're not required.
Mike says, I don't need those. Sisters can stay there.
And Nightdew will take them down. There are 4 chests in the Mist Cave. Certainly not doing it for the experience, but the treasure chests are weighted so that they're similar to Evelyn Castle. So might want to at least check out some of them.
Folks is heading, grabs one and leaves.
Yeah, just like a panda eats, shoots, and leaves.
Call those people, they're important.
Mom Bomb in the bottom of Antlion Cave. Nightdew finds King Queen Eblin in the waterfall. That's great for us. King Queen Eblin will not be in a more difficult spot, but as a runner, your heart sinks just a little bit. That's one free boss in a place where you don't have to mess with them at all.
And here in Antlion, we see something rude.
Yeah. That Mom Bomb has extra HP and will explode. Once the explosion happens, the flame will take care of the rest, but I don't think Mike picked up what Nightdew picked up in the Antlion Cave, a longsword.
Mike deciding, I don't need that strength ring in, resets out.
Nightdew going to tangle with that bomb. And Mike going to give us our first character check here in the Watery Pass. Remember, there are no earned characters. All the characters are in the free spots. That is a Kane. Just hanging out in the Watery Pass. I wonder if he's trying to improve himself there. The sound of rushing water, it could, really lead to some self-reflection, I suppose.
Yeah, there's some nice waterfalls here. Maybe Kane just came out of that hidden room after meditating under it.
That was the nice ogre axe picking up there. So Kane will be erratic, but powerful.
So what you're saying is Kane will be patently average.
I'm not saying that at all. And in fact, our restreamer will mute you for saying that, I think.
I'd like to see him try.
That's a Sid in Damsian Castle, and so far, we have a couple of slabs of beef on our team. And a white mage to keep all their HPs up. Nightdew taking the long walk out of the Antlion Cave. A little bit of a feels bad moment.
Nightdew decided the strength ring's worth it.
Yeah, the strength ring, a really nice piece of gear. That Edge or that Cane will certainly appreciate that being slapped on him.
More damage, always helpful.
Bygone on top of Mount Hobbs.
Because I don't think it's required, but is Nightdew just choosing violence against the entire seed?
Nightdew, I think, was taking a second to allow Bygone to do a dance. And says, you can dance all by yourself.
Hey, Dathis, you want to read who's in the comms booth again?
If I had the chance, I'd ask Bygone to dance, but he'll be dancing with himself.
I'm here to restream. I'm not here to read anything. Look, you get one of two things.
Mike defending Fabul, followed quickly by Nightdew. We need to do this nobly, and there is a Demus. This is a bonus Fabul.
Yes, on Red Moon, we do not have the free key item on, so when you defeat Demus, you can wander back over to Mist Village and get a key item.
Yeah. Mike's cane, by the way, that's one of my more favorite canes. It's the magenta, purpley, lavender cane. I like it.
It's an interesting color scheme.
Yeah. And Nightdew, despite having fewer members in his party, and despite getting into the fight later, finishes it sooner.
And that's one of the advantages to having this small party. Edge gets his turn back faster, and he's your main DPS.
Yeah, Edge getting so many more turns, not wasting time with Puny Kane with an Ogre Axe only doing 200 a swing, a nice Silk Web, and an Exit, which this party could use.
Mike might finding middle swords for sale. I think doesn't have the money for one.
They are surprisingly expensive.
Also, Mike's done like no looting, so kind of hard to have money when you have nothing to sell.
Does pick up a heal potion. You never know when you're going to need one of those. Nice Lilith Rod just hanging out in Mist Village.
Oh, and no single dipping Fabul tonight.
No. You gotta have Fabul in order to get underground. So Nightdew has the hook. Mike going to head straight to Mount Ordeals, the most dangerous game. It's a little bit out of the way, but I find the longer you put off checking Rydia's mom in Mist Village, the more prone you are to forgetting.
Now, the good news is our runners can't forget that.
No.
At some point, it's gonna be like, what haven't I owe?
Dark Imps in the first spot in Baron Inn for Nightdew, and that is another free boss in a really easy spot. So we could be getting in for something really rude later on. Val in the second spot will not be fun.
Yeah, no, that's actually completely fine.
Oh yeah, the magic defense here is really low.
I believe the defense when spinning is 0.
Just has to weather a couple of hits.
The good news is Val gives you a free turn before she takes a swing at you.
So there's a question in chat. Has anybody ever gotten the package from checking Rydia's mom? And the answer is yes. And that is why you don't enter Mist Village when you're checking Rydia's mom from the left side.
Yep. And confirm, I've entered from the right, gotten the package, and started grumbling.
Yeah, if you enter from the left side, suddenly you have to go through the entire package cutscene in order to get that back to your airship. And that is very annoying.
Unfortunately, we don't have a... Well, we found the Darkness Crystal. And I don't believe we've been to Mist City yet, so we don't know who the last 2 characters are.
No. So we'll have to summon the whale before checking those characters, but Nightdew not interested just yet, going to head up Ordeals with still rocking just the 2 members.
You can't be rocking 2 members once you start going for Ordeals.
Nope. We'll get one, and I believe that was a Palom up here.
No, Porum.
No Porum.
Other small child.
50-50 shot. Mike finding Ashura, which is the first boss. Hooray!
Back at Exura, fun times. Honestly, not the worst boss beat back attack.
No, could be annoying, but enough firepower here to deal with it.
And we see Mike choosing to just lifelock the Asura.
Yep. Slow enough spot that you could time all your actions so that Ashura remains on her gray face and thus only casts life 1. And that's called life locking.
With no access to wall yet and veils in limited supply, going to be an efficient way to get through this.
Very true, and Mike demonstrating a mastery of the technique and of the tech. Nightdew is through that Karate Man. Karate Man at the first spot at Mount Ordeals, probably the most annoying spot in the game for him, and I'll tell you why. One, you know you can never cheese that karate fight by getting Paladin Cecil to bonk him and say ouch. 2, if he's on the back, at least he goes around the world.
I was hoping you were going to mention around the world if he's one slot later.
Now, Nightdew is going to, instead of life locking, do the double Star Veil strat, cast Wall on Ashura, and then just start wailing away. Ashura will counter with Cure 3 and Cure 4, but they will bounce off the wall back onto your party. Mike gets the Rat Tail, does not have that hook yet.
Oh, and a Sparkle. This is a double required Ordeals.
Yep. Not gonna be able to fade Ordeals this time. Not much fading happens in Red Moon of Ordeals anyway, but this party would probably be the least helped by the trek itself. But good thing there are 2 bosses up here.
And potentially more value with that Rat Tail.
Nightdew is through Ashura.
Yep.
Looked like Nightdew's edge was putting out big damage with that longsword.
Now, the longsword and the extra strength ring might be enough for another multiplier. I'm not sure.
And Mike named named Tella after Bubs, which is very amusing.
I just find the sentence, all Bubs has learned Medio to be good.
It's a great sentence. Let's see, he's a normal investigator, paranormal investigator. Nightdew still has enough Star Veils to at least get 1 off on Edge.
I'm glad one of us knows what they're talking about.
So Nightdew's used 3 Star Veils so far. Don't think Nightdew has made the check for any shops. So how many Star Veils do they start off with in Red Moon? It's not that many.
I believe it's 2 to 4.
Yeah. Already used 3.
So what else do we have that Star Veils be useful for? Golbez,
Ruby or Leviathan in a bad spot.
Maybe Zeromus, depending on who's in the Cydia.
Mm-hmm. Now, we did see Star Veils for sale, and I believe we saw them in Fabul.
Okay, yeah, chat's pointing out Nightdew bought 3 more from Fabul, so Nightdew's fine.
Yeah. And Nightdew knows where they are.
And Mike, looting out Evelyn, found some darts or money. How do you define a light sword?
Ooh. Yeah, with that edge, could dart it. I would be much more likely to sell it at this point. And Nightdew is going to summon the whale.
I know, we could sell the light sword, buy 3 ninja stars. Think of the value. That's twice the power in darts.
And then you sell the 3 ninja stars, and you get how many drain spears?
1 1/4.
I think I'm hustling backwards here.
Yeah, this isn't a good business practice, I don't think.
Yeah, but other than that, not a ton to write home about. In Eblin Castle, another ogre axe.
Yep, there's the other kid.
Yep, that's a vanilla. Well, a French vanilla.
A French vanilla,
then,
Palom Poopson.
Yes. And then Edward. And I do not think Nightdew will be interested after he picks up his other characters.
Of course, Palom's one Poopson. Palom's gotta be all flashy, showy.
Sure. Palom's the one who jumps all around, is hyper. Palom definitely chugged a can or 2 of Red Bull before meeting everyone, and then Porum has to whack him on the back of the head.
So how irresponsible is that elder giving 5-year-old kids Red Bull?
Oh, you think the elder gave it to them? I just bet he snuck it.
That's probably true.
A full moon from the basement in Eblin. That'll be really nice for that Edge. Will allow Edge to deal full damage from the back row, and it's like actually a decent weapon to keep equipped on him.
Yeah,
as a reminder, the back row glitch is not on in these flag sets in the vanilla game. If you equip a long-range weapon onto somebody and then take it off, the game forgets that you took it off, and then any weapon you equip after that, the game will mark as long range. That glitch has been removed in Free Enterprise. You can toggle it, and it's off in these flags. So if you want to do full damage from the back row, you have to have a real, actual, factual back row weapon on.
All right, so the full moon is a slightly less accurate longsword in terms of power.
And so Mike, I believe, told Sid to hit the bricks, as did Nightdew.
Oh, they'll be regretting it when they forge and get the fiery hammer.
Hope springs eternal. Silkwebs, kamikazes, and life. A pretty stacked Mysidio item shop. For an overworld shop on S standard. Not too bad at all. Ooh, an earth crystal. From the rat tail turn-in.
Are we going to get one?
And it's still super early. I would think that option is on the table. And Nightdew is heading that way.
Duke Darkwood going exactly where I was going to head after you said Rising Sun.
And Nightdew is doing everybody's favorite check. First, he's going to check the public treasury.
We're about to play our favorite game.
Great. That treasury.
Shirt hype. Another light sword.
Zeus Gauntlet's the big one.
Yeah. Yeah, that ninja shirt is nice for that ninja, of course. You know, I'd give that a 5. There wasn't a ton in there, but there's some decent stuff in there.
The Dragoon Lance came out there too, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Dragoon Lance, Zeus Gauntlet.
But also like a wind spear, so can't even dart that. And now Mike will get his darkness crystal.
And now
we'll
Mike. What was that?
Go ahead.
Now Mike is thinking, what have I not done?
Yeah, we'll see if he gets distracted by that shiny thing. So an early darkness crystal shows up. No Fu, no Tella. Is there any way to get an early grind in and kind of clear out the moon in your estimation?
Sure there is. We have a Zeus Gauntlet, we have an Ogre Axe. Mac Giants.
Axe Giants.
If there was ever a seed for a Mac G grind, I think we found it.
Yeah. A super early darkness crystal. Some giant killing equipment. Mike does pick up that hook. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for the hook. And Nightdew is heading up the Tower of Zot. Wasn't gonna leave this behind after checking that treasury.
Nah, you're here already. Makes sense to take it. Also, I'm surprised I'm not getting any sort of reaction about Mac G's.
I'd rather Mac the knife. Mac the axe?
Ooh, Mac the knife. Hey, if we're gonna be talking about oldies, here we go.
Mike gets his Earth Crystal, and now we could see some real divergence here. You might think that you're kind of obligated to chase the Earth Crystal, but you're not really. Nightdew finds the officer-soldier fight in the first spot. And Mike was going to take the hovercraft to Troya. Parking is already real limited around there. You really don't want to take the hovercraft.
Oh, it's easy. Just throw the hovercraft in the lake.
Yeah, throw it in the waterfall.
For anyone in chat wondering, yes, you can do that.
I was playing around a little bit, and you know how like the yellow chocobos can go across rivers and streams? Well, you can't disembark a yellow chocobo in the middle of the stream, which is disappointing because I wanted to go for a swim. Wrong darkness there. Darkness arrows. Ooh, mute arrows.
Those are tempting.
Yeah. I'm gonna take some of them. It's always nice to have on hand. Although Ashura and Magus Sisters, two of the more prominent mages, have already been taken off the table.
Right. So what mages we look? We have the Ruby part of Elements. We have the Baron Guards, and some of the gauntlets have mages.
Also could help in a Mad Ogre fight. Ooh, that's a albino pig.
But pig event, it doesn't matter here. It matters in the next room.
That's what they say, and I think that's insulting.
Well, the pig here is just telling you what you already know, that there's an evil wall. I was hoping for Void Pig.
Yeah, me too. Are those white ears?
Yep. I think those were yellow.
Okay.
We knew it couldn't be Ghost Pig. We've seen Demist.
Boo.
Ghost Pig is best pig, but Void Pig second best pig.
Ooh, and big value in Tower of Zot. Antlions required.
Fate that Zot at your own peril.
Antlion not in its natural habitat on the moon.
Tower of Zot's moon-ish.
Tower of Zot is like halfway to the moon, maybe.
Yeah, it's flying way up there.
So Tower of Zot is like the prototype of the space elevator that eventually we'll all take to get to the moon.
Will it be whale-shaped?
A whale-shaped elevator? Come on, be serious.
Fine, an elevator-shaped whale.
There you go. Now you're cooking with gas. And Nightdew is through. And perhaps more importantly, Rosa learns exit.
That is... I don't believe Porum has learned exit... Well, Porum definitely won't be learning exit on Mike's side.
No.
Since he seems to have just tripped and fallen on a spear.
Nightdew picking up a spoon. There's an Eddie.
Yeah, I think
early.
What do you think? Would you be running back to Mysidia and grabbing that Edward?
Ooh, and just being a complete mashing party, I'd be mighty tempted.
grab the Edward, go to the giant, kill some Mac G's, just slingshot the Eddie. You're good to go.
Nightdew going to check out Cave Eblin. And at least going to check out these shops down here. Mike going to find the terrible news that Golbez owes us one scythe blade. Ooh, Nightdew picked up a tiara from somewhere. Very nice for that Boron.
I don't think we're ever getting repaid for that scythe blade.
I keep hoping it's going to be there.
The way this season's playing out, there's the Bacchus.
Yeah. See, it's telling you. It's big boy autumn. Time to let the big boys swing.
Sometimes your seeds give subtle messages, sometimes they just bludgeon you with it.
And there's Mike darting a light sword. I believe that's the second light sword Mike darted against that antlion.
No, I think each one darted a light sword.
Either way, antlion crumbles away very quickly, and Nightdew's heading down the hook route.
And no giant play from Nightdew. I was trying to keep the dream alive.
It's so much fun to name all the Mac Giants.
Yeah, we have names for the D machines, which we probably won't be seeing this seed.
Probably not.
Due to lack of weak caster.
Ooh, that's a blue robe. That could be a water hag, which is not required. It could be the alt gauntlet, which is annoying.
That could be an objective. That's either free or an objective. I'm happy either way.
Yeah. And the alt gauntlet in the second spot, not terrible. There are a lot of manageable fights, and even if you run into trouble a little bit, the last fight is an egg, which means you can use that time to heal yourself up.
I believe the first fight's a Lamia egg, the last fight's a green dragon egg.
That's right.
And then there's a Blade Man grind fight. There's a... I forget what the other two are.
They're not terrible.
The important part is there's two eggs.
Mike is raising the whale. Now, Mike did just get the spoon from the Earth Crystal, so might be raising the whale just to head back into Mysidia. Oh, this is spicy.
Not a terrible spot for Kniatso.
You gotta hit hard.
Yeah, the waves aren't terrible because it's 4% of its current HP and only has 6,000 here. So honestly, you're better off here not nerfing the waves.
And Mike made the play, picking up Edward. Nightdew a little bit early with his first Thor Rage. We'll get that one off, and we'll see if that was quick enough to prevent the wave. Looks like it was.
Looks like Mike got the Edward and is just going to dive the hook route. Some other time, Mac Giants.
And
your day will come.
Edward taking the place of Kane in that party. What do you think of that move, Dave?
An interesting play. I kind of like it because it's good to keep. Well, you're not. So let's look at this. You're not replacing the Edge. Edge is too good. You've got a Rosa with exits, so she's not leaving. Porum's your anchor, so it's Powell and Mercane that's going. Next question from chat. The spoon came from Tower of Zot. which Earth Crystal came from Rat Tail came from Ordeals.
That's right.
So back to your question, yeah, Kane's. I think I agree with Kane. You want to keep the Quake Kid around.
Yeah, the only thing that would give me pause is that the nice gear that we picked up for Kane, that Dragoon Spear, and that Zeus Gauntlet, but...
It wasn't Kane, it was Palom that he got rid of.
Oh.
Okay, I can see the argument that too. I could make...
He got rid of Edge. He got rid of Edge. Yeah. See,
okay, that's what I get for not paying attention. Yeah, he got rid of Edge. That's a spicy choice.
It is. We haven't seen a ton for Edge. Mike doesn't have that long sword.
That's true.
It is Water Hag here in the second spot, and Anna is going to give us a motivational speech.
So what that tells me Mike might be trying to do is just go pure mages and wants to keep the Kane around for Val protection. But we've seen the Val.
We've seen Val.
Meh.
Could be that he thinks Kane with a Dragoon Spear is going to be more valuable than that Edge rocking 2 short swords.
That could be the case.
Nightdew is through after Anna shows up. Was that like the original Zoom call? Anna showing up to deliver a speech and then fading away, chopping in and out.
That was too stable for Zoom. So what would the spectral version of Zoom be? Gloom?
Yeah, Tomb.
Tomb. That's good.
Nightdew did give us a peek at the boss at the top of the tower. It was a purple robe of some kind. I believe it was some flavor of Mylon, although it could have been Leviathan.
Well, regardless of which of those 3 it is, not required.
Not required, and no tower key in hand. Not in a hurry to do another tower play. And Nightdew does have a few sirens, will crack some eggs. Again, I love this play. As soon as you get underground, basically get a few more levels, and that Dragoon Spear Kane will take care of everything for you.
Kane just does work at times. Well, the Dragoon Spear does work. Kane just swings it.
Yeah, the Dragoon Spear is strong against dragons. Nominative determinism is hard at work. Mike facing Kainatsu in the waves.
Looks like Mike's just gonna let the waves go.
Wash over him.
Just a nice, refreshing bath.
Kainatsu in the Waves is like my second favorite 80s new wave band. I'm walking on turtles. Whoa.
I'm more of a hairband person, so I think I'd like something Val would be fronting.
Yeah, the a band called like Twister with 2 R's.
Val could just take over as the lead for Twisted Sister.
Yes. And Nightdew finding a dancing blue robe will find 3 more dancing behind King Giot. This is required. This is an all gauntlet. Look at him dance. Look at him prance.
Look at him go. It's
So the 5 spots, 5 fights here not bad. And in fact,
Oh.
the Alt Gauntlet here is a little bit of a relief from some of the fights you can have in the doll spot.
This spot is ruder than you'd think it is. So, and I think you get more XP from the Gauntlet than you would from the dolls, from the doll spot. To answer your question, yes, it was Evil Wall and Zot.
Yeah, so Evil Wall in the second spot in Dwarf Castle. A great place to see Evil Wall. It'll punch a little bit, but it only has 3,000 HP, and it's fairly slow.
And Mike getting through the hook route, getting a bunch of XP on Eddie from the free fight, and a pep talk for the Eddie and his party.
It always hits just a little bit different when Eddie's right there. I like that Tortoise and Dark Imp fight that Nightdew just vanquished, because it looks like the Dark Imps are running from that Tortoise who's just coming to eat them.
I don't blame those Dark Imps. Would you want to pick a fight with an angry-looking, hungry Tortoise like that?
I mean, look at that guy's teeth.
Yeah, I'd be running too. Those Dark Imps got the right idea.
And I did get a better look at the top of
it's a purple
tower.
robe.
Yep. And more precisely, it's a Mylon of some kind.
So we do see Nightdew taking advantage of the fact that pretty much everything in here is weak to ice.
Yeah, who knew that animals who were, or monsters who were forged in the crucible of a lava sea would be weak to ice?
And Edge's Flood Spell does in fact do ice damage.
Because water is ice when you think about it.
Also, we only had room for like 5 elements in this game.
Evil Wall will come down, and this is one of the more confounding things to me, because we could just really easily step around that Evil Wall. Like, it's only taking up one tile.
Or just turn around and go the other way. The Evil Wall is not threatening anything.
Yeah. I mean, the Evil Wall will probably want to, like, try to break down the wall in between the throne room and the crystal room. Maybe King Giat will get mad at us for, like, letting him damage it, but come on. Mike did check out the boss, saw it was that blue robe, knows it's the gauntlet, and needs to re-equip a little bit. Well, Nightdew is through, and the Black Hand of Evil Wall will go even more slowly than the regular Evil Wall does.
And our party will just watch it grab the crystal.
First, they fall through a pitfall, then they watch the hand. It's like they learn nothing. They learn nothing.
Okay, I can understand watching the hand grab the crystal. No one expects a hand to just start doing a full thing impression and scurry off to the crystal.
Luca gives us the pink tail. We should check to make sure Luca just wasn't giving us her hair tie. Hourglass 2s. Nightdew will pick up a stack of those. And so where would your next stop here be, Edgy Dave? Feymarch?
Feymarch. I think it's gotta be the Feymarch.
Yeah. 2 boss checks, another shop, a free key item.
Well, let's look at how many bosses are... So we're missing eyes on Twin Heart Package, Baron 2, Baron Basement, and Super Cannon Room.
Yes. And... because we have access to all the Moon and Giant bosses. So 5 left we don't have access to.
And we know Baron Castle 1 is not a boss.
That's right. Nightdew going to raid the Tomber Treasury, not tell us what the job dwarf is.
So I think if I'm in this position, it's check the Fey March if at least one of those hits to the giant, or just to the moon because we have the pass.
That's right. And it would be nice to get some EXP up on those moon bosses. The giant would be an interesting play. You know, that grind option is still available, I suppose. But, you know, if there's one boss here in the Fey March, then Nightdew only needs 2. And it's unlikely, but both of those bosses could be on the giant.
There is a decent chance that between the giant and the moon, there's 2. So it's fairly reasonable if one hits down here to just say, I'm good, and go to the moon.
Yep, leave this marble behind. Oh, a nice curse ring.
And just casually finding one of the best accessories in the game in a chest.
Nice hat. So who is Nightdew's anchor at this point?
Whoever Nightdew wants it to be.
Yeah, that curse ring really does give him a lot of options.
With this party, probably one of the white mages.
Yeah, whichever one gets fewer levels, I suppose. Probably Porum.
Yes, so say probably the small child white mage.
Nightdew fighting one of the bosses there, the yellow chocobo.
That's the second worst boss down here. It's that red robe right there.
Right there.
There's the worst boss down here.
More like you get out of my way. Oh, NPCs. Oh, and ninja swords for sale. Big find for Nightdew.
And now you see why that red robe is the worst boss down here.
Just... You remember, MasterCard's old slogan, it's everywhere you want to be? Or maybe it was Visa. That red robe is everywhere you don't want it to be. So Nightdew finds a purple robe and a sparkle, knows that sparkle is not required. We've already seen the only sparkle that is, so we'll leave them behind.
Then when you continue checking boss locations.
Yep, and it's going to make that Luca check.
For fun, we could have the Rubicon here.
Ooh, that would be fun. Fast, high magic.
You ever see a clear hit for quad 9s?
Yeah. It's really something to behold.
Yes, Lord Gruber, fun. That's a way to describe it.
Well, Mike will sit through his cutscene, and while Nightdew is making the walk, do want to thank our restreamer Dathus and our intrepid tracker Chuck Ultra, doing a great job pushing the buttons, and thank you to my co-commentator Enj Dave for the really wish casting on grind options and providing all the knowledge about Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise.
And a big shout out to you, Sheep Launcher. Just great working with you. Always a blast.
It is. It is. You could call us a band fronted by the former lead singer of the format, because this is fun. Adamant is the...
That was a cut, all right.
Adamant is the 8th key item for Nightdew. Probably not worth walking out if this isn't required, and that's dolls. And Nightdew says no.
While the rock is very, very shiny, and we all love shiny things, not worth the time.
No. If it were the 10th key item, it'd be worth it. If he already had a legend sword, maybe, but yeah. And especially since you can't exit out of the sealed cave for vanilla game story reasons, yeah, not worth messing with it. Nightdew going to set up that Sheila check.
I think this is a play for more potential boss locations. Might not feel comfortable going with 5 unknown.
Yeah, and could definitely see what Sheila has. Feel like opening up some more boss locations before leaving the blue planet.
And it's honestly an interesting call. 5 is tough.
Yeah. Well, Nightdew has 4 or 5. 5
unknown boss locations. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always in the back of your mind as well, I think.
There's a decent chance that 2 bosses are hidden behind those 5 locations.
Yeah, the numbers are there. Nightdew going to turn in that pink tail. And hey there, Delilah. That's a plain white tee. So that'll be nice for Rosa. He's not going to reset out of that. Probably not what he was, the number one thing he was hoping for, I don't think.
I know what I was hoping for.
What were you hoping for?
Just to rub it into our runners, a crystal sword.
Or a Bahamut summon. That'd be nice.
Ooh, very good call.
Mike also seeing the news that well, the Steel Cave is just like the basement. And what do you do with the basement? You put your old toys there.
And apparently they come to life and attack.
I do
like the Baron key.
Yeah, that's big.
So sealed cave, what you're saying, it's just the much darker version of Toy Story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And all the trapdoors are what? The T-Rexes?
Those probably be the scariest. Hey, you've got a friend to doors? I like it, Commander.
Nightdew heading immediately to Baron. The item shop in Feymarch has nothing of interest.
So I don't think I've seen sirens yet.
I believe you're right. Bacchus and coffins in Eblin. Dwarf Castle had Hourglass 2s, I believe. Either way,
yeah,
not
Bacchus,
sirens.
coffin, Hourglass. I think we've seen elixirs.
Yes, elixirs and Tomra, I believe.
Duke, if your answer's not Chucky, I don't know what page we're on.
Nightdew going to make a save here. Gonna play it safe here in the Barren Waterway. Mike going to come
movie
up,
title, sure.
Mike going to come up above the surface as well. He did not set up the Sheila check, and in fact, he's going to Mysidia.
This could be a character swap.
It will be a character swap. Who does he want now? He wants that edge back.
Plus edge, -4. So with the curse ring, this may just be allowing Palin to be the anchor.
Yeah, I believe he picked up the curse ring as well from the Feymarch. It was in one of those boxes that it's hard to miss. Nightdew vanquishes Octomam very easily.
That's a Dark Knight's Hustle on the throne.
That's
That's thematic.
Yeah,
So,
in an alternate universe, that's what would have happened.
So this is the timeline where, after the king says, I've had enough of your back talk. Go deliver this package. Cecil just says no and takes over the kingdom.
Gold dragons are what you take. Sirens on the moon. I hope my swords don't break. Sirens on the moon. Mike picked up a whole heap of sirens and doesn't have a source of weak yet, but does have some hourglasses, does have a dragoon spear. Warlock's also on the table. Nightdew also.
Yes.
Oh, Evil Wall stops the wall.
Nice. So we're off into the haven here, and we're about to listen to the sound of sirens.
Nice.
Hello, dark, my old friend. We're off to cave value again.
Ooh, Nightdew gets the pan from that Baron check. Dark Elf in Cave Bahamut. Not free. Cave Bahamut usually has fairly difficult bosses, but this is a party that can deal with it. Nightdew, meanwhile, going to check the basement. Unlike the Ramones, Nightdew does want to go down to the basement.
And to finish off,
And Dr. Lugay, Nightdew says no.
No, not today.
Yeah, never trust a doctor whose office is in a basement suite. That's all I can say.
Duke Darkwood, much better at parody lyrics than I am.
Well, we do want to thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us in chat or later on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. We are really glad to have you along with us for this fourth round match between mikemike34 and Nightdew. This is the Red Moon Waning bracket, so this is best of one. The winner moves on to face Dekar Smash. The loser's tournament is over.
So we can... Oh, Mike's got Dragoon Lance. These King Ryus are about to have a very, very bad day.
And Nightdew found the magma key. It's the magma key. That is what we found. Now we're filled with glee. We can't get underground. Now it takes a place in our item list. Now we have got a key item. Uh-huh. At least it's not a sand ruby. Uh-huh. I said it. I said the line.
That was most certainly the line. Very well.
And did Nightdew go back and complete the Sheila check?
I believe Nightdew did, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10 key items.
I was so busy. What was the second Sheila?
Nothing. Or just
Okay.
hasn't been checked.
Yeah, the magma key was what you got for bunking
Yeah, the
Yang.
magma key got us to 10.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Nightdew actually completed the Sheila check.
No, now
But-
Nightdew's only missing eyes on 3, so this is
Yeah.
probably going to be... Take some gold dragons.
Yeah. Nightdew definitely on the hunt for key items in order to get that double experience. Hey, that's why counting your key items is so important, is because once you get 10, your experience automatically doubles. And we've got a whole bunch of King Ryu's up on the screen.
So many noodles on screen.
Yeah, they're reminding me of curly fries.
I
Curly
could go
fries.
some good curly fries.
I mean, who can't? So Mike did complete some. Let's see, he's up to the low 40s on his characters.
And Nightdew's going to get twice XP from this, having gotten 10 key items first.
Yeah, Mike was doing that grind with 7 key items, which takes a little bit longer, but Nightdew's grind going to be much quicker. And it seems like he's just slicing through faster anyway.
And that Cane, I think, has extra strength gear on.
So in addition to that Dragoon Lance, which is very punchy to dragons, that Cane has probably a Zeus Gauntlet, maybe a Strike Ring. So while our runners are grinding a little bit, so in Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise, the way you complete the game is to defeat Zeromus at the end. And the way you need to defeat Zeromus at the end is you need the crystal. And there are a couple different ways you can set up the game to get the crystal. In this flag set, the way to get the crystal is to defeat 7 of 8 predefined bosses. The bosses are given to you at the start of the seed. In this one, it's the Bull Gauntlet, Golbez, Antlion, Ruby, Ashura, Odin, CPU, and Wyvern. Find any 7 of those, and you get the crystal, and then you go to defeat the Zeromus at the end.
Now, for example, our previous tournament, the Adamant Cup, we were given 7 quests we needed to complete, like defeat one of the Lunar Altars or complete Cave Magnus, and you had to clear all 7 of those in order to get the crystal.
Mike encountering the Bahamut in the Vanilla Murasame spot,
And
and
is going to take it.
yeah, Bahamut counts down a little bit. This spot not as fast as the regular spot, but we'll still need to put up some Star Veils.
All right, this spot still is like 27,000-ish.
Yeah, definitely not going to win the damage race.
And here comes the Mega Nuke. We got 2 walls up.
We'll do quad 9 against it, but we'll have some time to life up and start getting some more damage out.
So Nightdew is done blending dragons into a delicious XP smoothie.
I think that would be too scaly.
Really big industrial-sized blender, food processor. I don't know.
And that Eddie from Mike did not take any turns at all. I thought it was Berserk. There's a
Might have been Berserk glitched. or frozen. There's a glitch where if you berserk someone too fast after resurrecting them, they just never get back into the queue.
And I think that's what Eddie was doing, waiting in line to see his other favorite musicians, I think.
Eddie got lost, went to the wrong venue.
It happens. So Nightdew taking a look at Bahamut, it says no. And that will work out well for him because all Mike got out of that was a white spear.
Silly Bahamut. White spear altar's down there.
Yeah, well, when you have all these moon bosses kind of hot desking, you kind of leave things of yours around on other people's desks. And so they're going to traverse the Lunar Subterrain. There are 3 bosses at the bottom of this, and there's also the Crystal Sword Altar in the middle. Both runners doing a kind of top-down approach, and we'll see if they do a strict top-down or kind of a modified top-down. And Mike's
off to the side.
Yeah, going to that Crystal Sword Altar.
I think Mike is more inclined to clear any boss found here because not having access to that Baron key.
Yeah, and also I think Mike not entirely confident in his levels to get through the rest of the moon or to Zeromus. Nightdew following right behind.
And that's where the advantage of finding those extra key items that come into play for Nightdew. Having 10 key items means Nightdew's getting double XP from everything for the rest of the seed.
So he can afford to be choosy about the bosses he takes, and that's why he didn't take that Bahamut, which would just be a waste of Star Veils and not getting EXP on everyone anyway. That's Plague in the Crystal Sword Altar, not required. Nightdew thinking about it, but then decides not to, and Mike's going to take it.
Again, Mike's lower levels still need key items. Completely understandable.
Again, this is one where Star Veils might help. I don't know if Mike has any left.
We've got multiple people zerked at RA1. This is fine.
Yep. So, at RA1, Dave, why is it fine?
Because you have characters getting into the queues take actions so fast that the count isn't capable of resolving and actually killing your characters. Because FF4 can only handle so many things in one frame.
All the moon bosses are staying on the moon. Ogopogo's in the White Spear Altar.
They just shifted desks around.
Yeah. Mike threw that Plague and gets the Twin Harp.
Given what we've seen so far, that might be required.
It might be. It might be. I would not be confident in chasing it, but I'm rarely confident in anything in this game.
The answer to most things in this game is just send it.
Nightdew, meanwhile, on the moon working on his Leviathan. You know who could use a Leviathan? You know who could use a Leviathan? Pale Dim.
Ooh. Yes, it could.
So yeah.
Although it would then be slightly less Pale Dim, Bronze Dim.
Yeah, but don't go too far, or else it'll be Burn Dim. Mike not going to mess with that Ogopogo. So between our runners, we have checked every boss spot except one on the moon, and no required bosses.
Hello everyone, this is your restreamer talking. If you like to chat, if you type the number no, I will absolutely eat these commentators from the booth and we will get no more puns. If you would like to type anything else, we will continue on our regular scheduled shenanigans. Commentators, keep going.
That was a Masa and a Bahamut from that ribbon room. We're trying to do a job here.
Oh, Ali, why?
The first cut is the deepest. It really is. Mike heading down to the bottom, and there's Odin.
Hey, the moon that pays eventually.
And so, Odin can be really, really difficult, depending on where you find him on the moon. At the Crystal Sword Altar, no problem at all. Down here, will be a little rough.
When you have Edge doing nasty, nasty things here, not really a problem.
Yeah, both runners putting up boffo damage.
Thunderclaw does work. Unfortunately, with this damage output, there will be no ACDC tonight.
Nope. And I believe Nightdew is doing double whites on Odin. And both runners through. And both runners now have just 2 bosses to go. And have a little different way to get there. But the giant is definitely in play here, Engine Dave, don't you think?
I would go there. Where were you heading after seeing this moon decide it just doesn't want to pay out?
Yeah. And, you know, after a while, you just have to remember, oh, this is a Dathus seed. Dathus likes to put value in kind of really hard, inaccessible places. And it would be just like him to put Ruby at that element spot.
And it looks like Mike's party is about to get all washed up.
Yeah, just like we are. And Nightdew is making the giant play.
I agree with this play, especially on Nightdew's side, because you have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
It's either this or go back to the moon and start clearing.
Yeah, it's not like Nightdew has the twin harp to chase. So Nightdew only has 2 boss spots to check. Already knows, like, backtracking would be a little bit of a waste of time. Might as well press forward.
Yeah, you've already decided I'm not clearing the moon. This is the play you make. And then if it doesn't pay out, you grumble and go back to the moon.
Mike keeping that full moon on Edge, so Edge doing full damage from the back row. And Nightdew going to make that safety save and check out who is in the first spot. And Nightdew
and it's show us orbs.
It's all 4 elements. That's vanilla.
Well, look at who our restreamer is. We were waiting for this.
Yes. Now Nightdew did remember that because, you know, Nightdew's been around a long time, a very good runner, did remember that this spot, as one of the kind of ruby spots, gives you a heal before you enter in. So no need to waste any camping gear or anything like that at the save point. And Mike is going to make the giant play himself.
Both runners deciding to chase this. So interestingly, we've cleared the full moon and walked away with one key item. Well, full moon except for White Sphere because no one's got time for that Ogopogo.
No. No, only one key item. There's still 2 boss spots outstanding. And so, where else could we be looking for key items? Keyless Tower, Bay March.
Didn't one of our runners do Keyless Tower?
I do not believe so. I think you would have heard it from me.
Are you a big fan of Keyless Tower? Anti-fan of Keyless Tower?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm of the belief that Keyless Tower is the correct play 100% of the time. 100%. There's never been a time when Keyless Tower wasn't the correct play, and you can't convince me otherwise because it's never happened.
That's correct. We know a Mylon lives there.
Yes. And there's another Mylon in the Feymarch, along with a Sparkle, which we know based on everything else that has happened is either Lunars of the Lunar Dragons, D-Lunars, or Pale Dim.
Unfortunately, that Pale Dim, where it is, will not become Bronze Dim.
No, deep underground is not the place to get a tan. Although,
yeah, you got those lava baths there. That would probably work pretty good.
It would definitely deep fry. You get deep fried dim.
Ooh, crunchy dim.
Dim sum.
Yes.
Nightdew through the elements, gonna make the safety save. Can still be some really nasty fights at the CPU spot. Not least a vanilla CPU.
And survey says... The Comedy Club shows up.
That's a required boss, and Nightdew is going to prepare. Going to turn several people into a pig. And Dave, what's this pig malarkey?
Pigs are adorable.
And little mini folks, they're adorable too.
The real reason, as you'll see soon, is FF4's got some status priority system, which means you can, and Piggy and Size both are higher priority than Hold. So this Hold gas that Golbez is about to put up will do absolutely nothing to the party.
Yeah, which means that as soon as Shadow is done eating the 3 people he's going to eat, that means that whoever's left can immediately take a turn, don't have to wait for that for Golbez to release the hold, and that means that you have enough time to put up a Star Veil and get yourself set up.
And we see Shadow doing his normal thing, 3 Devours, and at this spot, you need the Star Veil. Oh, do these spells hurt?
Yes, they do. Golbez will throw out Lit 3s and Viruses.
Those Viruses will do over 3k.
Yeah.
The Lit 3s I've seen go for quad 9s here. Yeah, that Virus, if that hits you, you're dead.
Yeah, that's a 5k Virus. Nobody's withstanding that.
There are spots where you can get away with trying to face tank the spells. Don't try it here. Bad things happen.
Well,
one
nuke will... Yeah. One nuke will make Golbez ask the ultimate question, and Nightdew is 1 boss away.
The upshot to that, reflective spells are going to do a ton of damage to that Golbez, so the fight ends quickly.
That is the nice part, is you know, when you get those Star Veils off, it means Golbez does most of your work for you. And so Nightdew has a big decision to make here. There's no immediately obvious place to go. Unless maybe the second Sheila check is the play.
Sheila 2, Fey March, top of tower. All the options are open,
Yeah.
and none of them are good.
Yeah. We've been... or, back to the moon, if he feels cheeky for that.
Now, Mike, once Mike gets to Golbez, I think has a very clear path forward.
Yeah, that Twin Harp will be calling Mike's name.
You cleared the moon, found a Twin Harp from there, you do the Twin Harp.
Nightdew is going to make that second Sheila check. If this is a package or a tower key, you have to imagine he'll chase that. Instead, he'll just enjoy the sound of silence.
I have a feeling there's some people in chat who would like to use that staff.
There's some people up here in the restream booth who would like to use that as well. And Mike going to prepare for this Golbez fight as well. We'll slow down and probably put on some status effects. No.
Don't tell the other people in this restream booth I'm wearing a ribbon. They can't silence me.
Oh, there is one other check that we forgot about, and that's Baron Basement. Dr. Luge's down here.
That's a very good point.
And Dr. Luge down here will put on a little comedy skit where he brings out his ventriloquist dummy who hits him in the head. And it's supposed to be very funny. It's not very funny.
Oh, is that what's going on here? We're doing one. So that's what Luge's based on.
Yeah, I think so. And Mike doing a strat hiding that Edward.
If Shadow can't see you, he can't eat you.
Words to live by. Oh dear, it'll operate him directly now.
And, oh, why the pain? Why did I get in this easily nuked robot?
And Dr. Luge would later use that robot to attack Narshi in Final Fantasy VI. Mike getting up a Star Veil.
Yep, that hidden Eddie freely gets it comes back after the dragon's done, easily gets the veil up.
Yep, and Forum has one too, and will be through momentarily. Now, no matter how much damage Golbez does to himself, he does need to. You do need to hit him at least once with some kind of physical or magic attack, direct magic attack, in order to defeat him. And that spoon will do the job nicely. Nightdew will make the poison walk, but has the tower key in hand.
Now you could, if you wanted to, just let Golbez reflect enough spells to do about 60,000 damage, and he'll just go away normally.
Well, that's super interesting. But yeah, I'd much rather hit him myself. You want a job done right, you do it yourself.
So you're saying we shouldn't let the Spoony Bard do the work?
Well, that's, the Spoony Bard is all of us. When you think about it, aren't we all a Spoony Bard?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little spoony, a little bardish.
I'm feeling a little queasy. Nightdew making the poison walk all the way to the top all the way to the cannon room of the tower. You have to expect that he's only going to make the cannon room play, and if there isn't a boss here, he's not going to hang around for it.
I think even if it isn't a boss, you're obligated to kill it. You've got to chase.
Baron guards.
You just found that tower key. You have no other leads. I think you're obligated to kill whatever's here.
Now, do you complete the tower play? Go check out the top of it as well?
I think no. This is where the CZ5 seeds get interesting with routing when you have bosses that are masters of hide and seek. There's no wrong choice here.
Mike, in Cave Magnus, going to check the harp.
Although I will argue that curing all this poison is a wrong choice because you just ended Poison Walk.
Mike has perished, and what will happen? Won't somebody help us?
Oh please, someone, play us some of your amazing tunes, DJ Spoony B.
Unfortunately, due to audio issues, we will not be getting DJ Spoony B from Mike tonight. Do apologize to everyone who would love to know what it is, but as of right now, we cannot hear it.
Oh so no, DJ Spoony B is incapable of saving us. We're all doomed!
No!
Doomed!
Okay, alright. I will save us. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Is it working? Is the spell broken?
I think it worked. I was gonna start singing the Doom song for you.
Do it.
Doom, doom, doomy, doomy, doom, doomy, doom, 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 doom.
Oh, it's Clash on the Big Bridge, and that is required. Mike's in go mode. What a play.
And Twin Harp is the answer. I can hear a wild harumphing off in the distance already.
Twin Harp, the answer, and was that Twin Harp from Bahamut on the Moon?
I believe it was.
Not a required boss on the Moon. Mike took it and defeated Rubicon to the dulcet sounds of Clash on the Big Bridge, gets the crystal.
I'm kind of sad we missed this one. That's one of my favorites in the harp tool.
And our intrepid tracker, Chuck Ultra, confirming that, once again, I'm wrong. It was from the Plague fight at the Crystal Sword Altar.
It was somewhere up there.
I did not see what Nightdew got from the top of tower. I don't think it was anything important. But we'll get another key item, and right now, Nightdew thinking he's looking for the Twin Harp or the package. We know it's just the package.
Right, because those are the only two spots Nightdew is missing. So harp and package were the answer this seed.
Yeah.
Very, very well done, Dathis.
CPU at package. Crystal armor.
So that package is either in the Fey March or behind that Ogopogo.
Either way, mikemike34 in the driver's seat. And gonna use that pass in Troya and get an express one-way ticket right to Zeromus. Battle speed 3.
So we should be seeing Z flags now.
Yeah. We always like to see flags.
There we go. Thank you, Gro.
And of course,
yeah,
the flags are for, we gotta know who's here.
Yeah, we gotta cheer on the fight.
Zeromus is always gonna be here. It's just too big, too bad, too smelly to be anywhere else. But, we like to let him dress up. And
Hey, everyone loves to cosplay once in a while, don't they?
exactly. So, to do that, we ask a question. And I guess I'll ask the question tonight, which is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
And is it a cute butt?
Will it help you save on your car insurance? And will Nightdew defeat this Mylon Z before the crystal goes off? All the big questions.
Yes, Nightdew will. Oh, why? Oh no, burn it! Just get this off the screen.
Oh, demon. Nightdew got the package from Mylon Z, by the way, so Nightdew not out of this yet. Going to check that package, will be a few minutes behind. But remember, Zeromus, even with a Spoony Bard, not a pushover.
So I believe this butt counts as not cute, cannot help with our taxes, does not have a hat.
Very pink.
Yes.
Octomam burning down Village Mist today. Mike is putting up a lot of damage on this. On the Zeromus.
Dekar Smash in chat pointing out that we need to file a bug report. Eddie did not eat the counter nuke.
And even cure 3ing Porum, which is awful nice. That'll be another big bang.
This should be the first one. So
yeah, nerfed.
Oof. Getting to get healed out quickly. Eddie's slowly fading.
Yeah, that was a high roll on Eddie, and the big bang, in addition to doing lots of damage, also saps our character's HP. The Cure 4 does come out.
Yeah, but now we can just let our angry Zerkers do angry Zerker things.
Usually that's...
Kane is doing his best. Kane's helping.
Which is better than what Kane normally does.
Well, Kane thinks he's helping.
Which is usually what Kane usually does.
And then Eddie's over here like, hold on. Let the real fighter show you how it's done. So
Nightdew encountering the tech support in the Kaipo Inn.
Decides to take out the computer by submerging it in water. I guess that works.
And then the next step will be submerging it in rice. But first, he'll get the crystal. Palom in the middle there doesn't have much to do while all the Zerkers are swinging.
Palom was just sitting there waiting for the shake so he could queue up a virus to trigger the counter nuke and nerf the upcoming Big Bang.
And we'll get that virus off.
That is the correct timing. This Big Bang that comes out next will be nerfed.
Very nice. So Nightdew has his crystal. Will head to Troya momentarily.
And Nightdew will be joining us to face his demons. And oh, are these frightening demons.
What even is this?
It's one of the background images, one of the backgrounds you could set in FF6.
Oh. Why would you want to?
Marathon incentives mostly.
I guess.
Honestly, yeah, marathon incentives, you're probably right.
Also, tell me, this is entertaining. Do you guys not love this sprite? Would you not want to see 3 hours of this?
I mean, I don't think 3 hours is long enough. And Mike is on medial phase.
Let's have this sprite on for Hundo.
Let's do it. Let's make Desert Bus all of this sprite. And Mike has done it. Mike vanquishes his demons.
Tears down this wall of demon chocobos. We are all the better for it.
With an official time of 1:32:09, Mike moves on to the 5th round of the Red Moon Waning bracket, and we are joined by Mike. GG's. So, how did you feel when you pulled that twin harp out of the moon?
I was wondering where the gating key items were, and there were not many boss checks left, especially after I did the moon. I realized I was going to have to hit on a lot of things, or something was going to be behind on the key items, gating key items. I only had one with the twin harp, which I almost faded that spot. I wanted some more XP on Eddie, so I took it.
Yeah, you had an interesting party setup in this, where you juggled party members around a little bit more than we usually see in these kinds of flags. What were your thoughts of first taking that Eddie when the spoon came available, ditching that Edge, and then taking Edge back?
Yeah, so I didn't want to get rid of Kane because he was my source of fast grind. With the Dragoon Spirit. And I didn't want to lose Spoonward because he is awesome damage, and I really didn't have much for Edge other than a full moon at the time for Z, although I did have a couple elemental claws, which I guess I could have ran back for him if I wanted. But yeah, I decided to keep my grind character, who was going to do just a little bit less damage than Edge on Z. And go for Spoonward there, and then when I saw the crystal, when I saw the cursed ring, that made a lot of choices easier.
That makes perfect sense. So when you went up to the moon, was the plan when you go up just full? Always, I'm going to full clear.
No, I was gonna see how many bosses appeared. Like if I saw 2 bosses, then I would just take those and go to the giant. But as I was getting free bosses, I decided to take them because I also I had a very light grind and planned to round that out on the moon and the giant, so Eddie could get to surviving big things. And Bahamut was free, and Plague was free, and Leviathan was free adjacent.
Yeah, and that worked out really well for you. What did you think of the early game? An Edge Rosa start really lends itself to kind of getting going really fast.
Yeah, I love that. That made it so I didn't have to check other character checks. I didn't need to loot. I could just go and just start hitting key item checks as fast as possible.
Well, I have to ask a question about your naming scheme, which was exquisite. But I thought naming Edward Pom Pom was really inspired. What was the thinking behind that?
Honestly, my idea behind naming him Pom Pom was your reaction to me naming him Pom Pom specifically.
That's an answer.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, I had silly distinguishers on, so it messed up all the names. I'm glad I had it on opening screen so you could see what they actually were supposed to be, because after that everything was all changed around.
Right, well, you move on to face Dickar Smash in the next round. You've had a whale of a tournament. You've got an unlucky draw in the opening round, but since then you've kind of been steamrolling people. So what do you think about your next matchup and how you've been running so far?
To give a Final Fantasy IX quote, I think my fury ends here, at least as far as steamrolling people go. Decker Smash is absolutely amazing at this game, and I'm going to have to be very creative to play competitively against them. But it's been a really fun tournament. I've enjoyed this Waning Red Moon bracket, and I've had a great time.
Well, and Dave, anything else for our winner, Mike?
I got nothing else. It's got to be getting late for you, Mike, so enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks you guys, and thank you for doing comps for this race, and Dathis for rolling just a very odd seed, I felt like. Chuck Ultra for tracking. GG's to my opponent, Nightdew. I apologize for the seed sometimes buries things, and there are rabbit holes, and we kind of had some of that tonight.
Well, GG's once again, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys.
And Nightdew finishes in second place with a time of 1:37.18. We'll see if Nightdew comes in for an interview. And in fact, Nightdew just has.
GG's, Nightdew.
You?
So that was a bit of a trolley spot for that package.
What do you think of that boss distribution?
I think the package was worse than, I think the worst thing was just the feeling that I knew that the tower key was a 2 out of 3, and then Baron Guards, and I'm like, oh no, so now I'm on a package hunt, and when you're hunting the last 2 bosses behind the last 2 key items, it never feels good, and I didn't like it when I, just pulled a Z fight. I saw the dot done, I'm like, yeah, that's about what I expected there.
Well, you had a very nice Z fight at the end, vanquishing your demons there. What'd you think of your Z fight?
A little bit of, that was about as sloppy as I could do it, honestly. How many times I rezzed Palom to only have a delayed white knock him down again. How many times I kill my own people with spells I was reflecting just because Cursed Porum was not as slow as I needed her to be, but either way, any fight you can walk away from.
Yeah, very true. You had a very unique way of approaching the overworld on these flag sets, rocking it with the original power couple, Edge and Rosa, for most of the overworld. What was your thinking there?
Oh, that was one I have ended up discussing with quite a bit of people in the campfire, Possum and a couple others included. Given an Edge or Fu, usually an Edge, it's just, you just get through the overworld a whole lot faster when you just have Edge doing what he does, and especially when you get lucky in Netline, find a long sword and a strength ring, and I'm like, hey, that's everything you need for Edge to mow down, and we'll worry about the XP later.
And then when you were going to the moon, you had 5 bosses completed, and the moon didn't have nearly as much as certainly you were hoping. What's your kind of rationale between face checking and full clearing when you're at 5 bosses?
I was at 4 when I went to the moon, so I'm thinking, okay, I have 4, but I have a pass in my hand, so that's what led me to the moon first, aside from Giant. Unfortunately, as you said, the moon was barren except for that Odin down at the bottom there. I did take the I did take the ribbon room just because, again, 2 semi-fast checks. I mean, I'm sure I got a murmur from Pankraz when I sold the Thunderclaw earlier. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. I sold. I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? But I'm not resetting for this. So yeah. But yeah, just going through that. I mean, it's like, it wasn't a great chance that they were on the Giant, but at the very least, clearing the Giant would give me information. I knew I had left Sheila 2 on the Blue Planet. I knew I had left Baron Basement. I knew I had left the Fame Arch, the Tower. Especially when Luge popped up with the Tower key, I'm thinking, okay, we're still in this kind of thing, only, well, we already discussed that part.
Lunja Dave, any questions for Nightdew? What?
Did you ever? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask the question: is the Alt Gauntlet at the first spot in Dwarf Castle just about the best place for an Alt Gauntlet in the game?
I mean, I was ready to reset out of that. I knew Evil Wall was in the back, so yeah, I knew there wasn't any actual, bosses that I needed back there. So, I mean, is it the best? I don't know. I mean, Edge with Flood dealt with it pretty easily, but yeah, that's not a terrible spot for it.
That's what I'm thinking, is that there are lots of bosses in that spot that can kind of make your life miserable, but the random encounters around there are not hard to deal with at all, especially with their ice vulnerability.
Very much so.
So one thing I did want to ask, you had a bunch of mages early on, but no Tella.
Yep.
I know Martin brings this up in the campfire quite a bit. Was there any thoughts of doing some Mac Gs?
No, not really. I mean, again, I had the 2 Sirens. I mean, really, before I had found, I mean, the ideal thing was to keep 2 white mages in case Bacchus didn't show. Well, they showed early. Okay, so they got to do other things, which really wasn't much until then. I'm thinking, okay. And that's why you saw me dive the pan there, because I knew I was at 9 key items. As soon as I hit the Magma key, I'm like, okay, if Sirens are on the moon, I have my grind. And yeah, that showed up, and Kane just mulched some gold dragons, and we were on our way.
Makes sense to me.
All right, well, unfortunately, that is the end of your tournament, Nightdew. You did have a fine run through it, but it does end tonight. What are you going to take away from your time in this tournament and from this flag set in general?
I mean, about the usual here. I mean, this is about where I've ended about almost every other Zemus Zone except for the 3 we don't talk about. But no, I mean, in terms of just fun, I mean, it's boss checks and a lot of full clears I found. I can't remember how many times I just ran through seeds. How many more full clears I've done on this flag set more than anything else. I know it. The possibilities are for those jet seeds happen, but I just never saw them, honestly.
Yeah, well, and you knew that when Dathus was going to be rolling your seeds tonight, you had to know what you were going in for there. A nice, hot, steaming pile of garbage.
I mean, I played steaming piles from the best here, and Dathus is absolutely one of them. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting us restream you and giving us an amazing race, and great job on the tournament. And we'll see you around.
All right. Thank you very much.
That will do it for us here. I don't believe we have any raid targets, but we do have some more fantastic races tomorrow.
Definitely.
At 3 p.m. Eastern, we have a race that I have some vested interest in. Bardic Panda versus J-Mac the Librarian.
Right here on Free Enterprise.
And then at 10 o'clock, we have the Red Moon Waxing Finals, Possum Morpheus versus Rybon, Game 2.
yeah, definitely do not want to miss that. So, yeah, 2 races being restreamed tomorrow right here on Free Enterprise. So, do want to thank our restreamer Dathis for not only rolling this seed, but for doing such a terrific job bringing you the audio and the video. Do want to thank our intrepid tracker Chuck Ultra, and thank you to you and Dave for doing the talking.
As a huge thank you to you as well.
And we are, yeah, we're going to take you over to Zeke Highwind, who is running some adamant flags. So we'll go over and cheer him on. Remember not to spoil this race that we've just seen today. But until next time, for everybody here, so long.